at home.
Meanwhile, in Washington, gun safety advocates and the National Rifle Association are squaring off before Congress. It's the first congressional hearing since the Newtown, Connecticut shooting, and Congress is hearing from both sides. President Obama is pushing lawmakers to pass legislation that will crack down on gun sales by doing a few things, including limiting the number of rounds in a magazine clip, renewing a ban on so-called assault weapons, and requiring universal background checks for gun purchases. But the head of the NRA says they're not on board.
You're never going to get criminals to go through universal background checks.
Former Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords and her husband Mark Kelly were at the hearing, each sharing emotional statements fighting for stricter gun control.
My wife would not be sitting in this seat. She would not have been sitting here today if we had stronger background checks.
Now the president will work to get top Democrats from states with strong gun cultures on board. Reaching bipartisan consensus on this will be a challenge, they admit. Kelly and Giffords are sending a clear message that the time for gun control is now. Giffords' statement to Congress today wasn't long, but it shows how far she's come.
Speaking is difficult, but I need to say something important. Violence is a big problem. Too many children are dying.
9 on Your Side's Craig Smith spoke with Giffords' principal trauma surgeon about her recovery and how her new mission towards gun control may help her recover as a victim of gun violence.
It will be hard, but the time is now. You must act. Be bold, be courageous. Americans are counting on you. Thank you.
Giffords has counted on her own courage and drive to recover. 2 years ago, she was on the table in this room at UAMC as Dr. Peter Rhee and his trauma team rushed to save her life.
Now that this mission is something she's taken on, is that an extra boost to her recovery?
Oh, I'm sure, the internal motive is the key during the rehabilitation phase. And a lot of people at this stage, when all the hoopla goes away, it's hard. It's really hard work, when she's by herself and she has to get motivated to continue to train her mind so it works well.
Dr. Rhee thinks she could go back into politics.
If she wanted to get back into politics now, she has all the facilities to do so.
As a regular office holder, you think?
Oh yes, but I mean, in politics, how she portrays to the media and the cameras and so on is important. So I'm sure that has a big influence in all of this.
And while Giffords knows how it is to be a victim of gun violence, Dr. Rhee knows a surgeon's frustration when bullets bring in victim after victim.
I'm glad that in some senses that the population is paying attention to what's going on. Like I said, I think we were numb to it for a long period of time and gotten used to a certain amount of it. But it's not really necessary, not necessary at all.
Craig Smith, KGUN-9 on Your Side.
Dr. Rhee says when gunshot victims do end up in UAMC, their chance of survival is getting better. He says for head wounds, survival rates have gone from 10% to 43%.